Lately we've been getting a lot of questions about full-time RV life. How do we like it? Are there any regrets? What do we consider? What do you consider?
What would we change?
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
So after 4+ years on the road full-time, we thought we'd put a video together to hopefully inform and educate you if you're considering full-time RV life.
3, 2, 1, action.
So the first thing we've learned is we have too much stuff.
Too much. And I don't care how long you're on the road, you accumulate.
Yeah.
It sneaks in.
We put together, we've been RVing for, what do we figure, almost 40 years?
Well, we've been married 43, and we've been RVing with a vehicle or whatever for at least 40.
Yeah. And we've had all kinds of RVs. We've had towables, we've had motorhomes, we've had vans, we've had it all.
Yeah.
And tents.
Yeah,
but tent's not an RV.
We had a Volkswagen bus.
When we started this journey, we knew we needed to condense things down, but we didn't realize how much we could condense.
This is true. And when we first started this purging, we thought we did a great job.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about drinking glasses. We're talking about coffee cups. We're talking about plates. We're talking about silverware. We're talking about cookware and clothes.
And clothes.
So let's consider all of those kind of on their own. So drinking glasses. There's just the two of us. But how many drinking glasses do we have?
But you know how hard it is for your brain to think, well, you need at least 8 because you know you're going to serve people when they come over, and in this lifestyle, everybody brings their own cups.
That's right, because everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah, everybody's in the same boat and they know it.
So pick, if there's just 2 of you or a family of 4, pick the number of glasses, maybe a couple of extra in case one breaks.
Yeah.
But for the most part, reduce your drinking glasses down. Coffee cups. Everybody's got their favorite coffee cup, right?
My best friend buys me coffee cups a lot, and I can't get rid of them because I love her and I love them. So that's my downfall.
But it takes up storage space.
It does. So I have to rotate. I have to rotate them out.
But we rotate them out of the coach.
I hide them. He doesn't know it, but.
So we've been purging after 4 years on the road. And that's another video we're going to put together, is purging after you go on the road. But we purged prior to going on the road, and we didn't purge nearly enough, did we?
We thought we did. Until after 4 years you go back and you're thinking, what was I thinking? Why are we keeping this stuff?
Drinking glasses. I'll bet I use 1 drinking glass.
You usually use a red Solo cup.
I do.
That's all you use.
I have 1 coffee cup that I use.
Yes.
Each and every morning.
Yes. Best grandpa. Mm-hmm.
But I have probably 3 or 4 of them in the rig.
You do.
And so we're purging.
It's hard, you guys. It's hard even after you start traveling and you accumulate stuff and you're like, oh, I have to do this again.
So another thing we've learned is we don't need a plate setting, a dinner plate setting for 8.
No, we have 4. Which is probably too much, and then we have paper plates too that I use.
And silverware, okay, so a couple of services for silverware.
I brought all my silverware with me.
Yeah.
And I can give everybody a fork.
And then cookware, you've narrowed it down to a nesting pots.
Yes.
And then a couple of
cast iron pans.
Cast iron pans.
And then I found the container with cast iron pans. And so I've accumulated 1 more. But yeah, I have a little area and I can't go past that area of putting my stuff in.
And then clothes. Oh my gosh, we have a rule. Kelly doesn't stick to it very well, but we do have a rule in the rig. If you buy something, then you have to get rid of something.
Right.
And so
I haven't bought anything for a while. There's nothing out there.
When you buy a shirt has to go out. When you buy a pair of shoes has to go out.
Yes, I got rid of a ton of shoes. Let's go and count yours. He has a couple that he haven't even used. It's under the bed. So
the whole reason we're bringing up this purge business is we have recently gone back to our storage unit after 4 years of full-time on the road, and we have discovered, oh my gosh.
We have a lot of containers.
And that's going to be a whole nother video in itself, yeah. Because, well, and I'm just going to give you some tips. Think about it this way. If you put things into storage, what do you put into storage? And again, we're going to go through that in a whole nother video. But we've got things after 4 years that we haven't even looked at. We're looking at it going, what the heck were we thinking?
Why did I say this? I don't understand.
So purge and purge early. We actually started purging a year before we sold our house.
Right, and I think we should have done it 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
Because the longer you do it, the easier it gets.
And again, we're going to talk about purging and storage units in another video because there's a lot to consider when you're purging and when you're going to go full time. Yeah. Even if you're just going to try it for a year, there's a lot to consider.
Absolutely.
Cost, space, weight, the whole thing.
Right.
So again, we're going to talk about that, but we started purging a year in advance. We had 3 piles. We had storage unit, we had giveaway, and we had sell. And that's probably the best way to do it, but again, we'll talk about that in another video. So let's talk about types of RVs. If you're going to go full time, what type of RV are you going to want? What's your lifestyle? We knew after 30, let's say 35 years of full-time of RVing before we went full-time, we kind of knew what we wanted. But if you're new to the RV game or the RV lifestyle, what are you going to want as an RV? There's many options. There's a Class A motorhome. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the terms, Class A is kind of like a bus.
With a big windshield.
Yeah, with a big windshield, and everything is in one unit, and then you usually tow a vehicle behind it as your everyday driver. Yep. There is a Class C motorhome. Class C is the motorhome that has the sleepover bed over the cab.
We had a couple of those.
There is a Class B van. We can't live in a Class B van. There's just no way.
We can go to the store in one, but we can't live in one.
But we know a lot of people that do full-time in a Class B van.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're a lot younger than we are. Or you can go with a towable, and a towable means a bumper pull unit like a travel trailer, or a fifth wheel is a towable unit. And our lifestyle supports the fifth wheel. If you've been following us for very long, you know we tow a fifth wheel with a heavy-duty truck, and then we have our smart car as our everyday driver.
That's right.
But as you're considering your RV that you want to live in, just the biggest thing to remember, and I think that's the biggest thing that people, we've had a lot of comments on our videos over the past 4 years, 3 years, I guess we've been doing this. We've had a lot of comments that say, well, that's not camping, that's glamping. Well, it is, but
it's our home.
It's our home. And that's probably the biggest thing to remember. My brother and his wife decided to go full time, and they decided that they wanted to go in a Class A motorhome. And when they started putting things together, it was actually kind of interesting to watch what they kept and what they got rid of. They kept their camping gear. Their camping stove, their camping lantern, their sleeping bags, their, this isn't camping, guys. This is your home, and you want to be comfortable in your home.
That's right.
And that actually brings up a really good point. Since this is our home, you want to be as comfortable as you can. One of the things that we kind of overlooked early on was our RV mattress.
Oh my goodness, yes. And you know how RV mattresses are. They're not the most comfortable.
Right.
That you can get, that they give you.
And since this is your home, you're going to stay in it 7 nights a week, 365 nights a year.
And you want to go home and go, oh, I can't wait to go to bed because my mattress is so awesome.
And that's a great segue for the sponsor of this video.
That's right.
Brooklyn Bedding. So when we moved into our new RV a little over a year ago, we decided to keep our 4-year-old RV mattress that we had in our previous fifth wheel. We purchased a mattress topper for the old mattress, but it really didn't fit correctly. And the topper, when it got cold at night, it got hard. And RV mattresses are usually a special size. Ours is an RV King, which is a little narrower than a normal king, so the topper didn't fit very well. It hung over the sides, and Kelly was always complaining that when we made the bed, the bedding didn't fit correctly over the topper. It was really a pain.
Brooklyn Bedding is a mattress manufacturer located in Phoenix, Arizona, and they manufacture a number of mattresses, including special RV sizes. They asked if we would be willing to try out one of their mattresses and share our experience on our channel. If you've been following us for very long, you know we won't recommend any product or service that we don't use ourselves and aren't happy with. So we did our research, and we found out that they offer 4 different style mattresses, including RV sizes, and 3 different firmness options.
All their mattresses are manufactured right here in the USA, in Phoenix, Arizona. They have a 120-night sleep guarantee, a 10-year warranty, and free shipping. How could we go wrong?
We chose the Brooklyn Aurora Hybrid since it had advanced cooling technology. We looked at their firmness chart and decided based on our body weight and sleep patterns to try out the medium firmness. It comes in a box and vacuum wrapped, so we loaded it into the RV and started unwrapping. Once you get the plastic off, it balloons out into a shape, and in no time you are sleeping on your new mattress.
So we've been sleeping on our new mattress for over 2 months, and we absolutely love it. We want to thank Brooklyn Bedding for being a sponsor to our channel, and because they're a new sponsor, they're offering a very special discount for our viewers. Visit rvmattress.com/sweettravels to get 20% off your mattress with the code SWEETTRAVELS. We absolutely love our new mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. Over 2 months?
Oh my gosh, I sleep so hard at night. I mean, really a solid sleep, and I love it.
Yeah, it was a game changer. We had no idea. We thought we were firmness mattress sleepers, but after sleeping on this medium firmness, we were concerned because it was soft.
Oh my gosh, you sit on it, you just sunk in. I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah.
And we were kind of afraid to even say that this is really comfortable because we were afraid it was not going to be comfortable, if that makes any sense.
But it was awesome, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
It's been awesome.
And it still is.
Yeah, we've been on it, like we say, for over 2 months, and we have just been so pleased with our, we wish we'd have done it 4 years ago, to be quite honest with you.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, as soon as you get a new RV, you think the mattress is going to be amazing, and usually it's not.
Yeah.
And I would recommend switching it out right away.
So a 10-year guarantee, 120-night sleep guarantee, and free shipping, you just can't go wrong. So Brooklyn Bedding, thanks for sponsoring this video. We really appreciate it. So the other thing that we want to mention about going full-time is a budget. Now, we've been asked many, many times, why don't you guys put out a budget, a monthly budget? What do you spend? You know, we thought about it, and we have looked at other YouTubers that have put out their monthly budgets, and they're great, but their lifestyle is different than our lifestyle, and so it's really hard to put out a budget because you just don't know what your lifestyle is. I mean, we don't eat out much. We know a lot of RVers that will eat out probably 5 nights a week.
Yeah, yeah. I love to cook, so I rather be at home cooking.
Right. So that's you know, your food budget is, your food expense in a budget is going to be a concern. Your entertainment budget, your fuel budget, your everyday monthly expenses such as insurance, both on the RV and your vehicle, your medical insurance, your dental insurance. All of these have to be considered into your monthly budget, as well as your nightly RV park fees. And we're going to get to that here in just a second, but you know, RV costs, RV overnight fees have climbed considerably since we started this journey.
Yes, it has.
So put together a budget and try to stick to it. Now, your budget is going to change, especially in the first year, because you're going to throw numbers on the budget sheet that you think are attainable, and be realistic about it. Don't say, well, I'm only going to spend $500 a month in RV parks.
Because I'm on a boondock all the time.
Yeah, and that's
it doesn't
just
always work that way.
right. So try to come up with a realistic budget. Try to come up with a budget that you can live with, and go from there. And we've said it before, and I'll say it again. We budget every month $900 a month for RV parks. That's not a whole lot. That's $30 a night, and you can't find very many parks
No.
that you can stay in for $30 a night. It's difficult to do.
It is, and that's why we like Thousand Trails.
And that brings up a whole nother item, and that's memberships. So what do we mean by memberships? Well, there are different clubs and organizations out there that you can join, and memberships give you a couple of different things, and I'll give you an example. FMCA, Family Motor Coach Association. FMCA started as a motor coach association for Class A's, but they have since expanded now into towables. So even if you have a fifth wheel, you can join FMCA. Escapees. Escapees was one of the first memberships that we started with, and we did it, well, for discounts, and we also did it to be able to meet new people.
That's right.
Good Sam is a membership. Passport America has a membership. Thousand Trails has a membership. Harvest Hosts, KOA Parks. You can get a membership in all of those, but they're all going to cost, and so you have to kind of be careful about what you join and where you're going to go with your memberships, depending on what your travel style and your lifestyle is going to be. For us, Thousand Trails was the very first membership we bought when we went full-time.
We sold our house. We were sitting in our house and said, let's do the Thousand Trails right away. And it has just been fantastic.
Yeah, it's really saved us a lot of money. We spend about, with the Encore package, I think it's a little over $800 a year.
Yeah.
But that gives us 21 nights at one park. We can go from one Thousand Trails park to another Thousand Trails park with no gap in between. And we can stay at the Encore resorts as well for up to 14 nights.
Yeah.
Now that's a VIP or an elite membership. Now you don't have to buy a VIP or an elite package in order to take advantage of Thousand Trails. If you're going to stay in one part of the country, such as the Northwest or the Southwest or the Southeast in Texas, you can buy what Thousand Trails calls their Zone Pass and try it out. And it's a really good way, if you buy a Zone Pass, to try it out for a year and see if their style fits your lifestyle.
And that's what we did.
Right.
We did the Zone Pass.
We started out with the Zone Pass. So not only do memberships give you discounts on overnight stays, such as Good Sam, Thousand Trails, Passport America, Escapees has a discount. A lot of parks will give you FMCA discounts. But it also gives you a camaraderie with others with the same likes and interests, such as Escapees holds an Escapee Bash every year in Arizona. They have different rallies throughout the country during the year where RVers can get together and socialize, make new friends, and that's what this lifestyle is all about for us, is making new friends and meeting new people.
Yes, and we've had people say, wow, we've been on the road for a year and we haven't met anybody, and you really need to do your work and figure out where these rallies are going to be and these memberships that you can join, because you will meet so many amazing people and you will just love this lifestyle.
Yep. The next item that we want to talk about is internet. How important is internet to you? If you just want to check your email in the morning and FaceTime the grandkids a couple of times a week, then you probably don't need a real big internet source. But if you're like us and we work on the road, well, we sort of work on the road.
Work.
But our internet is very important to us. We need internet full-time for our YouTube channel and some business things that we have going on. And so internet is very important to us. We also stream TV rather than purchase TV like a Dish Network or a DirecTV. We stream our TV sources. So Internet's a big deal to us, and what we've found over the years is Wi-Fi at parks is absolutely, positively terrible.
It is, because you have all of these RVs that are using the same network, and it just drains it.
Yeah, so if you're going on the road thinking that you're going to be able to connect to an RV park's Wi-Fi source for your internet, if you stream anything, including YouTube, you're going to be sadly disappointed.
Yes. And there are some RV parks that say do not stream.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So what we did is, because we have so many smart devices in our RV.
How many smart devices do we have?
We have a lot. We've got 3 smart TVs, we've got 3 Roku streaming service devices, we've got 3 Alexa devices, we've got 2 laptops, we've got your tablet, we've got our phones. Gosh, we've got... our solar is connected to the internet through our Wi-Fi.
Yes, and it's our home.
And it is our home.
Just like you guys,
Yeah.
you know, if you have a sticks and bricks, you have them all over the house.
So you have a lot of options for internet when you're on the road, but they're not cheap.
No.
So probably the best service right now going is a cell service, but again, they're not cheap. AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile all offer data packages to RVers, and if you do your research, we can do a whole nother video on that if you like. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but we actually have AT&T and T-Mobile hotspots, and we just recently purchased Starlink.
We did.
And Starlink, in our experimentation with Starlink, I think it's going to be a good backup.
It will be, yeah. Absolutely.
But it is expensive.
Yes.
It's not a fix-all, but when we're out in the woods and in say a national park or somewhere down in a gully someplace in a beautiful boondock spot and we don't have any kind of cell service at all, Starlink is going to be a game changer for us.
Yes.
It seems to be solid, it seems to be working fine, and we're extremely happy with it. So because we have so many smart devices in our rig, we have one mobile router. We happen to have a Cradlepoint router. There are many different mobile routers available. Why do we use a router? Well, because if you have so many hotspots or so many Wi-Fi sources, you don't want to go around and change every smart TV and every Roku streaming device or Apple TV device and laptop and everything else every time you change your device. So, because sometimes we're in an area where AT&T is the strongest, sometimes we're in an area where T-Mobile is the strongest, sometimes we're going to have to hook up to Starlink, and every time we change our internet source, we're going to have to go around to our different smart devices and change the internet access that they have from our hotspots. So if you want more information on RV internet and internet on the road, leave a comment below. We can put together another video on that because it takes a lot of time to discuss all the options on RV internet. The other thing to consider when you're full-timing is medical and dental.
Very important.
You need to find a home base, if you will, for your medical and your dental, because as we age, we need to go see the doctor more often. We actually have a home base, if you will, and we don't own a home, but we have a home base that we call Spokane, Washington. That's where we originated from. That's where our doctors are. That's where our dentist is. And so we just go back once a year and go through our physicals and our dental checkups and that sort of thing. We probably need another one in the south where we go in the winter. So anyway, medical and dental is another option that you need to consider when you go full-time on the road. Prescription services.
Very important. If you're using any bioidentical hormones or any blood pressure medicine or anything like that, you need to make sure that you can get those easily. Because when you're using bioidentical hormones, let's say, you have to go through a place like a medicine shop where they make it there, and then you have to have it sent to you. So that's the stuff you have to think about too, because it can be daunting sometimes.
Both of us use daily medication, and so what we did is we selected a nationwide pharmacy. What I mean by that is our choice is Walmart Pharmacy, because there seems to be Walmarts everywhere across the nation. CVS is one, Walgreens is another. Some people use the Costco prescription services.
Rite Aid has.
Rite Aid, yeah. So find yourself a nationwide prescription service that you can get your medication at any point, anywhere in the country, so that when you run out of your, and we convince our physicians to give us 90-day supply. And so every 90 days we have to renew it, but that's 4 times a year. It really isn't that bad.
No, it's not.
Let's talk about mail service.
That's also very important.
So what do you do about mail when you're on the road? Well, for us, our domicile is South Dakota, Box Elder, South Dakota. And so we found a mail forwarding service in Box Elder that is our permanent domicile address. And anything important goes to that mail service. Now, the first thing that we learned when we hit the road was go paperless.
Oh, absolutely, immediately. It takes a while to do that.
Get rid of your junk mail. If you get a postcard in the mail about chimney cleaning service, you're not going to need a chimney cleaning service in your RV. So call them and say, would you please stop sending me these, because we're selling our home and we're going full-time on the road and we don't need it forwarded to us. Because every time we have a piece of mail that goes to our mail forwarding service, then we have them forward it sometime during the year as we travel. We have to pay for that postage when it's forwarded.
Yes.
And so we don't want to pay for postage that forwards magazines and junk mail and everything else that goes with it. So try to purge down your mail early. We recommend to people start 6 months early. Go get your mail forwarding service 6 months before you decide to go full time, and then start paring it down so that you don't have to. We don't ask for our mail but every 3 to 4 months now when we're on the road.
And we have like 5 pieces, and that's about it.
Yeah, it works extremely well. And the last thing we're going to talk about is banking.
Yes, and you can do everything online.
Find a bank that has a good online presence that you can work with, that you can get on the internet on and transfer money between accounts, pay your bills, whatever the case may be. We have a credit union that has a very good online presence. We can pay bills, we can transfer money between accounts, we can have our deposits directly deposited in there. They have, I can take a picture of a check and it's an automatic check deposit online. So, you know, again, find a banking institution that will work with you and has a good online presence. So we're hoping that these answered some of your questions. These are lessons that we learned in the last 4 years going RVing, that we're just trying to help educate you and inform you on things that you need to consider if you're looking at this lifestyle.
Absolutely. And you can email us if you have any questions, or put them down in the comment section, and we'd love to answer them for you.
Yeah, we're trying to do a whole series on full-time RVing and trying to answer questions that we've had over the last 6 months or so, that so many of you have given us about the full-time lifestyle, or about RVing, or about you know, whatever the case may be. So we're going to try to put a series together and hopefully answer some of your questions. And this video may have brought out some more questions that you have that we hadn't thought about, that we can put together and help educate our community. We are just so blessed to have this community come along, and we've said it before, we're going to say it again. This YouTube community is the best ever YouTube community.
Absolutely. We just appreciate you guys so much. You are so supportive and so loving, and you pray for us, and you have no idea how it blesses us.
It really touches our heart, and we really do appreciate you guys. All right, we're going to wrap this one up, and just remember, it's all about making memories on the road. Meeting friends, meeting family, seeing different places, and making those lifelong memories. So we're going to wrap it up. Just remember,
it all starts with an idea.
Thanks for coming along, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.